In a world where the consequences of a single decision can change the course of history, there's one question that lingers in the minds of many. Does the president have the nuclear codes? Join us as we seek to answer the pivotal question, does the president have the nuclear codes? And what does this authority mean for our world's future?
The President of the United States, the leader of the free world, is entrusted with an unparalleled authority, one that carries both immense power and profound responsibility. The ability to initiate a nuclear strike, to unleash the destructive force that could alter the face of the planet, rests in the hands of a single individual. Is the president has that much power? Is he the one who ultimately makes the decision? As global tensions ebb and flow, as the threat of nuclear conflict remains a constant specter, the questions surrounding this authority have never been more relevant. In this video, we embark on a journey to unravel the intricacies of presidential authority over nuclear weapons. We'll delve into the history, the checks and balances, the decision-making process, and the profound consequences. We'll explore the layers of responsibility and the weight that rests on the shoulders of the commander-in-chief. Let's begin our exploration of this critical topic, where the fate of nations and the course of history hang in the balance.
The president's power. To understand the power and responsibility of the president when it comes to nuclear weapons, we must begin at the very heart of American government, the Oval Office.
The President of the United States is the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and holds unique authority over the nation's nuclear arsenal. This authority is enshrined in the Constitution.
The Constitution grants the president the power to repel sudden attacks and to make critical decisions related to national security. It is this authority that allows the president to order a nuclear strike.
The iconic nuclear football is a briefcase containing communication tools and codes that enable the president to authenticate their identity and make a nuclear launch order. The nuclear football, also known as the atomic football, the president's emergency satchel, or simply the football, is a specially designed briefcase. Its contents are intended for use by the President of the United States to communicate and authorize a nuclear attack when away from established command centers like the White House, Situation Room, or the Presidential Emergency Operations Center. Serving as a mobile hub within the U.S. Strategic Defense System, the football is carried by a military aide when the president is on the move. Each incoming president is briefed on the process and they receive the nuclear codes that when entered into the system can unleash the immense power of the country's nuclear arsenal.
In times of crisis, the president can make rapid decisions regarding nuclear weapons without seeking approval from Congress or other branches of government. This authority grants the president the ability to respond to imminent threats and ensures that the United States can maintain a credible nuclear deterrent.
Over the decades, presidents from both political parties have grappled with the weight of this power, recognizing that the nuclear codes represent a solemn responsibility. The president not only holds the power to use nuclear weapons, but also to shape the nation's nuclear policy and strategy, influencing international relations and the global balance of power.
In this scene, we've scratched the surface of the president's authority over nuclear weapons. As we continue our exploration, we will delve deeper into the checks and balances in place to ensure that this authority is wielded with great care.
Checks and balances. While the president holds the ultimate authority over the nation's nuclear arsenal, the decision-making process is not one of unilateral action. There exist crucial checks and balances to ensure thoughtful, careful consideration. The National Security Council, comprising key military and intelligence advisors, plays a pivotal role in advising the president on matters of national security, including the use of nuclear weapons. The Secretary of Defense and the Joint Chiefs of Staff provide expertise and counsel to the president, offering multiple perspectives on the implications and consequences of potential nuclear actions. Decisions about the use of nuclear weapons are subject to rigorous discussions, weighing the strategic, humanitarian, and geopolitical implications. During a crisis, the president is surrounded by advisors who present various options, but the decision ultimately rests on their shoulders. The legislative branch also plays a role, providing oversight and, in certain cases, the authorization for the use of force. Although in a time-sensitive situation, immediate action may be required. Additionally, there is a legal obligation for military personnel to discern between lawful and unlawful orders, ensuring that the use of nuclear weapons adheres to international laws and norms.
There have been instances in history where advisors challenge or question a president's decision regarding nuclear actions, emphasizing the importance of robust deliberation. Furthermore, international treaties, such as arms control agreements, place constraints and obligations on the use and proliferation of nuclear weapons, shaping the president's decisions. In this scene, we've glimpsed into the intricate system of checks and balances surrounding the president's authority. Despite this, the weight of the ultimate decision rests on the president's judgment.
Presidential decision-making process. The decision to employ nuclear weapons is among the most grave choices a president can make. The process leading up to that decision is a meticulous and complex one. In the hypothetical scenario of a nuclear crisis, the president is presented with a series of steps that must be followed, ensuring a thoughtful and deliberate decision. Step 1 is the receipt of intelligence or information indicating a potential threat, requiring swift action. This information is relayed to the president through various channels. The president, upon assessing the situation, has the nuclear football within reach at all times, containing communication tools and authentication codes. A crisis team, composed of high-ranking military officers and advisors, is assembled to provide real-time updates, intelligence, and recommendations. The president consults with their advisors in the Situation Room, discussing potential responses, collateral damage, and diplomatic options.
Should a nuclear decision be imminent, the president may address the nation to explain the situation and the actions being considered, offering a degree of transparency. The final decision rests with the president, who considers all the advice, information, and consequences, weighing the risks and benefits. If the president decides to proceed with a nuclear strike, the launch order is authenticated and transmitted to the military chain of command. The military personnel tasked with launching the nuclear weapons have a solemn duty to ensure the president's orders are executed precisely. There are safeguards in place to confirm the president's identity and the legitimacy of the order before the launch occurs. The presidential decision-making process for nuclear weapons is a complex, multi-step procedure designed to ensure that such a grave decision is made thoughtfully and responsibly.
The role of military commanders. In the complex chain of command governing nuclear weapons, military officers play a critical role in executing the president's orders. When the president gives the order to use nuclear weapons, it is the military commanders who receive and implement these orders. Before taking any action, military commanders must ensure the authenticity of the order, confirming that it indeed comes from the president. In the case of submarines armed with nuclear missiles, the commander and crew have the authority to launch without direct presidential communication if other channels are compromised. Military officers are trained to execute these orders with precision, understanding the catastrophic consequences of a mistake. The president maintains a direct line of communication with top military commanders, emphasizing the gravity of the decision and the importance of following the law.
Military commanders have access to legal advisors to ensure that the order they are about to carry out is legal and in accordance with international law. Importantly, the president can also rescind a nuclear order if circumstances change or if the order was issued in error. This ultimate authority places a profound ethical responsibility on military commanders who must weigh the legality and morality of the orders they receive. Training and simulations are a regular part of military education to prepare for these high-pressure scenarios. ensuring that officers are ready to make split-second decisions. The role of military commanders in the execution of presidential nuclear orders is a testament to the need for responsible and professional armed forces capable of making life and death decisions when necessary.
Presidential accountability. With great power comes great responsibility, and when it comes to the use of nuclear weapons, accountability is a cornerstone of the process. The president is ultimately accountable to the American people for their decisions regarding nuclear weapons. Past presidents have recognized the gravity of their decisions and have taken steps to explain their nuclear policies and actions to the public. When a president's nuclear decisions are questioned or criticized, they must be prepared to defend their actions and provide a rationale. The legislative branch plays a vital role in holding the president accountable, with congressional hearings providing a forum for scrutiny and oversight. In some cases, a former president may be called to testify about their nuclear decisions, further emphasizing the accountability of the office. On the global stage, the president is also held accountable by the international community, with other world leaders scrutinizing U.S. nuclear policy.
In the event of a nuclear crisis, the president's ability to manage and mitigate the situation is a critical aspect of accountability. Legal advisors play a key role in ensuring the legality of the president's actions, further emphasizing the need for accountability under the rule of law. The burden of accountability is a constant presence in the president's decision-making process, reminding them of the weight of their choices. In this scene, we've explored the concept of presidential accountability in the realm of nuclear decision-making, where the president's actions are under constant scrutiny and evaluation.
Public opinion and activism. Public opinion and activism have played a significant role in shaping nuclear policies and influencing presidential decisions. Presidents have, at times, been responsive to the concerns and demands of the public, recognizing the impact of public sentiment. Over the years, the anti-nuclear movement has mobilized citizens worldwide, advocating for disarmament and promoting awareness of the consequences of nuclear weapons. Activists have met with government officials and members of Congress to express their concerns and influence policy decisions. Some presidents have been open to dialogue with activists, fostering a channel for communication and cooperation. Public opinion polls and surveys gauge the sentiment of the population, potentially influencing presidential decisions. In response to public pressure, some presidents have announced shifts in nuclear policy, including reductions in nuclear arsenals and the pursuit of arms control agreements.
The global peace movement has also played a role in shaping international nuclear policies and encouraging diplomatic efforts. The signing of nuclear disarmament treaties and arms control agreements has been celebrated as a victory for the anti-nuclear movement. While public opinion and activism can influence policy, the journey toward nuclear disarmament remains a challenging and ongoing endeavor. In this scene, we've explored the impact of public opinion and activism on nuclear policies and presidential decisions, emphasizing the role of citizens in shaping the world's nuclear future.
International implications. The president's authority over nuclear weapons extends far beyond U.S. borders, with profound international implications that shape the global landscape. Presidential decisions regarding nuclear weapons have the power to either strengthen or strain international relationships. Arms control agreements and treaties are negotiated and ratified between nations, often with the involvement of the United States, reflecting the interconnectedness of global security. In a nuclear crisis, the president's actions have the potential to escalate or defuse tensions, impacting not only the involved nations but also the stability of the entire world.
In our journey through the complex landscape of presidential authority over nuclear weapons, we've uncovered the layers of responsibility, accountability, and influence that shape this vital aspect of our world. The president, as the leader of a nation, is entrusted with a power like no other, the ability to wield nuclear weapons that can alter the course of history. Yet, this authority is not wielded in isolation. A network of advisors, military commanders, and activists shape the decision-making process, ensuring that it is rooted in deliberation and responsibility.
As we conclude our exploration, let us remember that while nuclear weapons are a reality of our world, they need not be its destiny. Their responsibility lies with each generation to advocate for a safer, more peaceful planet. Presidents, world leaders, and citizens alike have the power to influence this future, to steer the course toward a world where the threat of nuclear conflict is but a distant memory. In the end, the answer to the question posed in the title, "Does the president have the nuclear codes?" is clear. Yes, the president holds that authority, but it is tempered by the profound weight of responsibility and accountability.
As our world progresses, let's work towards ensuring that control over nuclear weapons is wielded with wisdom and caution, aiming for a peaceful and harmonious global existence. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.